Hello everyone, it's the start of a new week in my 4th grade class. Welcome. If you're new to my channel, my name is Mariely Sanchez and I'm a 4th grade teacher in South Florida. Today is Monday, December 11th, 2023, and I am back. Last Friday I wasn't here, as you may recall. I had a personal day that I was taking because my son was taking his first ever driving test, his road test, and he passed. So he officially has his driver's license. Oh my gosh, what an accomplishment as a parent. I am so proud of him always, and it was such a great experience to be there with him. And yeah, I'm just so happy. So today is the end of the day. I just wanted to let you know how it went. We went over the packet that I left for the students on Friday for my block 1, my advanced learners. So I went over the directions. I gave them some time to work on it this morning. And then we read the last passage in our Wonders Unit 3, Weeks 1 and 2, which was Partaking in Public Service, which was an expository text, informational text, different from the realistic fiction text that we have been reading. So we talked about the text structure, and I had the students think about it and write it on the board as they told me what were the different text structures. So here they are. And one way that I'm trying to remember or help them remember is CCCPD. C is the C for compare and contrast, cause and effect, chronological or sequence order. P is for problem solution, D is for description. After we went over that in both classes, I showed them the vocabulary video on text structure just so that they remember. And after we read the passage Partaking in Public Service, they were able to identify the text structure as problem and solution. We also went ahead and compared it to the anchor text, Aguinaldo, which was the realistic fiction with our main character, Marilia, and helping out different people in a nursing home to make them feel like they had somebody there for them. So we were comparing and contrasting and having a great discussion at that. We didn't have time for writing today in both classes. And again, I did the same thing with my block 2 this afternoon, my ELL learners, reading Partaking in Public Service. And I'm so proud of them because they were taking turns reading the selection in English, and I am just seeing so much growth from them and slowly making more effort in learning the English language and talking in English in class. So little by little, but I'm really, really happy with the progress that they have been doing. And I can't wait to see what more progress they do in the next coming months. So I just finished making copies for the homework because my students were like, oh, homework is so boring. I'm like, really? So I want to hear from you. What you guys would suggest for me to make homework a little bit more fun? So they really liked the idea of the choice board that I created, but honestly, I'm not going to do that all the time because it took me time to make the choice board activities, and I just finished making copies of all the homework. Hence, they didn't get it today, but tomorrow I'm going to give them some time in class to go over the expectations for homework this week and to give them some time to work on the activities that they want to work on. This homework comes from the new unit that will be starting on Wednesday, since tomorrow they'll be taking their reading test on this unit that we just finished. And the new unit, we're focusing on the genre of biographies. So let me show you the homework assignment. Here it is. So again, I differentiate my homework, and I'm glad that Wonders has these differentiated passages. So B stands for beyond, so this will be above grade level, and E stands for ELL, for ESOL students. So they're both learning about Barbara Jordan, but the word count and the vocabulary used in the passage is different. So for example, with my beyond learners, they all have a timeline in the second page. This one does as well because timeline is our text feature that we're focusing on since we are learning about biographies. They will answer these 3 questions. Notice the difference. So with my beyond, they just have lines to write the answers. With my ESOL, it is scaffolded so that they fill in the blanks for the answers. Then I went ahead, and the rest is pretty much the same. But again, I feel it's differentiated because the students can choose which activities to complete. So here are the different activities for this particular passage. And again, this works like a tic-tac-toe board. They can either go down, so they're only choosing 3 activities. They can go down, one straight line, across, or diagonal. They have a word search, and these words are related to Barbara Jordan as they read in the chapter or in the passage. Then they have a crossword puzzle that's also related to Barbara Jordan. And they have the option for the author's perspective, details about it, and of course they write what the author's perspective on Barbara Jordan is. They wanted a coloring page, so I got this Barbara Jordan coloring page. I did buy the clip art from TPT. And they had this 3-2-1 response as an option. 3 things they learned, 2 interesting facts, and a question they still have about her. And on the back of this, they have the ABC brainstorming, where they can write everything that they know or learned about Barbara Jordan. They also have a biography report that they can complete on her. And on the back of this, they can do a character interview where they go ahead and interview her. They do a mock interview. They come up with 3 questions they would ask her. And by what they learned from her, what would her answers be? And they can illustrate the timeline if they want from these 3 major events in her life. So that basically is the homework for my students for this week. I like to give it to them at the beginning of the week, and they have until Friday to turn it in. And that's why I'm giving them a little bit of time tomorrow in class, since I didn't get to give it to them today, Monday. So they'll work on it a little bit in class tomorrow, and they still will turn it in on Friday. All right, that's all I have for today. Oh, one more thing. My friend Jason Hockerman, he made some latkes a couple years ago. He made them, and I also featured him in my videos. So let me show you. He gave me one before, and this was what was left as I was leaving for making copies. He goes, "You want the last one?" And I got it. And latkes are so yummy and delicious. If you don't know what they are, they're potato pancakes. And they are common in the holiday of Hanukkah, since we're celebrating Hanukkah currently. Anyway, that is all I have for today, Monday. I will see you tomorrow. It's the end of the day, Tuesday. Just finished with my Minecraft club, and it was such a great time. I was helping one group with a cobblestone generator. I was having some silly fun time with other students, and we were just having lots of laughs and lots of fun, and all the kids just got picked up. So I'm gonna be going home, but just really quickly, this morning I started with my block 2, which is my ELL students. They had time to work on their homework. We read the passage together. I even found a video on YouTube on Barbara Jordan so that they can learn more about her, and it's awesome because the information that the video went over, and it was animated as well with illustrations, was similar to the information that they were reading in the passage. And then I went over the directions on how to do the choice board, and they started working on that. After that, we went ahead and started working on our Unit 3, Weeks 1 and 2 Wonders assessment. For that class, since it's all my ESOL Level 1s and 2s, they were working on their scaffolded assessment, which this is how it looks. So they had all the scaffolds. They were reading just 1 passage instead of 2. This one was similar to our Aguinaldo anchor text. So once we went over the passage, the students on their own worked on answering the 6 questions that followed. This one was one of them, which went over vocabulary and context clues. And again, you see all the scaffolds that the district provides for them. And then this next one was a short response, but for them, it's like a fill in the blank. So it's a cloze answer, cloze as in C-L-O-Z-E. And then for number 3 was a part A and a part B, which was a narrator's perspective, which was one of our standards that we were going over. And by the way, number 2 was on point of view, which was another standard. This one, number 4, was talking about flashback, which is another narrative skill that we were going over. So this one, it was a part A and a part B, where part B, they are looking for the evidence. For number 5, they're working again with vocabulary using context clues. Number 6 was looking at 2 ways that the author uses flashback in this paragraph. So that's what they were working on. With my block 1, which I had this afternoon, they also had the same time to work on their homework. And I also showed them the same video on Barbara Jordan, and they were working on their homework. And then they started working on their Performance Matters assessment, which is similar, but it's without the scaffolds. And that one has 2 passages. So the first passage was the same one, bingo. And that one was realistic fiction. And the second passage was on expository text, informational on volunteerism, which is connected to what we read yesterday in Partaking in Public Service, which was our pair selection. So that is basically what we ended up doing today. Tomorrow, I will be starting with my block 1, but they need to finish their assessment. There's a lot of kids that haven't finished. And then hopefully we'll have some time to introduce the new unit, but I'll definitely be introducing the new unit to my afternoon group, which will be my block 2, my ELL learners. That's all I have for today, Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, coming to you at the end of the day, Wednesday, and today was mostly a testing day, especially with my morning group because I needed pretty much the whole time to finish their test, but I got everybody to finish, and in the afternoon I had to give some of the scaffolded assessment for students that were not here with me yesterday because they were taking the FAST makeup test. So FAST is the Florida Assessment for Student Thinking, and it's not fast because it takes almost a whole day, but we worked on that. So I think now everybody is done with both tests, so I can start on the new unit tomorrow. I know I wanted to start it today, but the reality is when students need more time, I'm flexible enough to give it to them. So we'll start it tomorrow, and it's okay because I decided that I'm not going to give the test for this unit because we're supposed to give it next week. But next week is the week before the holiday break, and I know it's not going to be like the best time to give them a test. So I'm choosing not to give them this test. And when we come back, we have another unit, so they will take a test for that unit when we come back. And that one will be a 5-day unit. So that is basically what I have to bring you from today, Wednesday. Not much. It's a early release day, and the students were just working on those assessments. So tomorrow is another day. I gotta grab my things and go to a faculty meeting because once it's done, I'm gonna go home because I have 2 appointments that I need to make too this afternoon. So that's all for today. I know, short update for today, but sometimes that's how it is. See you tomorrow. It's the end of the day, Thursday. We just finished a full day of learning. This morning I started with my Block 2, my ELL learners, and we went ahead and introduced our new unit, Unit 3, weeks 3 and 4. So we started by looking at the photo, which showed a little boy wearing a hero cape and a mask, and it says, how can one person make a difference? So we talked about that. Then we watched the weekly opener video, which talked about 4 different people, which I made notes of on the board. So it spoke about George Washington and how he made a difference, Theodore Roosevelt, Sojourner Truth, and Wilma Mankiller. So students also discussed these 4 people and how they made a difference. I do want to say that I did do the same activity with both classes. So after we went ahead and looked at the weekly opener video, I had my Block 2 this morning, then listened to the read aloud on Nelson Mandela, which of course we're working with biographies. So I went over the characteristics of that. They listened to Nelson Mandela, and I showed them the vocabulary video on Nelson Mandela. After that, I went ahead and read the listening comprehension, which is Nelson Mandela. I think I just said that. And then we went ahead and reviewed the vocabulary words using the PowerPoint that our ELL department provides for us. After we reviewed the vocabulary words, my ELL students then worked on a word wall vocabulary review game, and then we used 2 of the review vocabulary games that Wonders provides us, one for ELL and one for the approaching level. Then it was time to have my Block 1 this afternoon, my advanced group, and we basically did the same thing except for finishing our study blast and our listening comprehension. I think I mentioned that I also read the study blast with my Block 2 this morning, but we also did, just to build background, that Block 2 also watched some videos that were in the ELL PowerPoint that talked about different information that they're going to need for background to understand our shared read, Judy's Appalachia. So they learned about the Appalachian Mountains, coal mining, the state of West Virginia, and mountaintop removal mining. So my Block 1 this afternoon, because they earned some Minecraft time, we played for the last 30 minutes of the day. So we are going to go ahead and do the rest of the introduction to that unit tomorrow. I did create a handout, let me show you, so that my Block 1 can reflect on each portion of the introduction for the unit so that they can focus and pay attention and build on their learning. This is the handout that I created. So I put the unit here with the essential question. They put their name and date. They reflected on their opener video. That's as much as we got to today. So tomorrow when we read the study blast, they'll do that. And they'll do the same with the listening comprehension. Tomorrow, they'll also watch the videos that will give them some background to understand the shared read. And of course, we'll read the shared read, Judy's Appalachia. So that's all I have for today, Thursday. I'm going to get ready to go. The weather has been very gloomy since yesterday, and it's going to be like that for the next 3 more days, I believe. It's not going to clear up until Monday. So I will catch up with you tomorrow to close out the week. We have made it to the end of the day Friday. We've had a pretty good day with the students. Started with my block 1 this morning, and we went ahead and made sure we did all the reflection activities from the handout that I showed you yesterday. The students went ahead and read the study blast. We talked about it. They reflected on it. We also learned about Nelson Mandela, and we're going to get ready to go into the shared read with that class. We haven't done it yet. With my block 2, we went ahead and read the shared read, learning about Jody Bonds and how we tie it all together from the videos that we watched yesterday. And then they ended the day with their Minecraft playtime since they earned that. I just make sure that I finish setting up my desk. Again, yesterday I didn't let you know, but I did rearrange my desk. I created a new seating chart, and I didn't like how the desks were like situated. So I went back to semi what I started with. So here are the desks again. So I guess it's like, I don't know. I don't even know what to call it, honestly. So kind of creates like a little maze. But I just rearranged all the students again. So even though they got new assignments today, they're getting new assignments next week. It's just how it's going to be. Next week is a 4-day school week. So my lesson plans are, like I said, are all ready to go. Here they are, all for next week. I'm just hoping that next week we can finish this unit, which I'm not going to give a test on, but at least go over those important reading skills and standards. On Thursday, since it's the day before our winter break, I am going to read to them a picture book that we're going to talk about. I'll tell you more about that picture book next week. It is on Novel Effect, so I'll be using Novel Effect for that. And I did order a hardcover edition of it. So it should be arriving at my house on Monday, which I'll need it for Thursday, so that's great. Also, one of my students came with this nice gift. Look how beautiful this bag, and I think there is, oh my goodness, look how beautiful this is. It's a bag. Oh, I'm gonna have to write a little thank you note. I so greatly appreciate it. That is such a beautiful bag. I think there's something else in here. Oh my goodness. It is a pencil pouch. Oh my. You know what? I'm going to leave this here so that he can see my reaction on Monday. And there's something else in here. So let me open it up. So inside, I believe it's like a little keychain. And that is super cute. And a little cup. Oh my goodness. Look at that, because teachers can't survive on apples alone. That's hilarious. With a little metal straw. Oh my goodness, this is super adorable. I'm actually gonna just leave this in the classroom so he can see my reaction when I open it. Oh my god, that is such a neat, thoughtful gift. So anyways, that is all that I'm going to share with you for this week and end off this 5-day school week, which has felt like a very long week. But now, much deserved weekend. I'm so excited. So if you enjoyed coming along with me, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought or any questions you may have. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell for notifications so you don't miss any future videos. I hope you have a beautiful, magical day, and don't forget to smile.
Hello dreamers, wishers, and magical thinkers. Thank you so much for making it to the very end of this video and for showing your support. If you'd like to subscribe, you can do so by clicking on my picture down here. You can also check out my latest videos here and here. Don't forget to believe in the magic that's inside you, because you are capable of great things. See you next time.